guys, and welcome to another edition of Market Marauders. First things first, hit that subscribe button down below, like, comment, share. We're going to dive into it. So, as the title suggests, this is how I find, or how you yourself can find the best penny stocks out there trading. So how to find the best penny stocks out there? Everyone wants to find stocks that trade where you can be profitable. It's the whole point of trading. But some people don't know where to go or how to find it. To find the best ones, or just leads in general on finding penny stocks. So one website I use, it's called allpennystocks.com. Um, it's free on here. Um, You just go on Google, just type in all penny stocks, and this is how I find the best penny stocks, in my opinion. Um, so it has a list of the stocks. It shows the percent change. Today is the 11th, which is Saturday. So the stock market's closed. These numbers change daily, so they are up to date. This is just reflecting Friday's price and volume. So, you know, one thing you guys should do is when looking for stocks is have a list of criteria of things that have to meet the list when finding the penny stocks. Whether that is your price, the price you want to pay per penny stock. So whether you want to get a penny stock that's like you know and like this one, like TTNP, that's like 27 cents, or if you want to get a stock that's, uh, $4 and something. Both of those are considered penny stocks, but your criteria should be, what you're willing to spend on buying stocks. If the amount of shares that you want to get for a stock is the number one goal, and you want to get a whole bunch of shares, then you might want to go with getting a share of a company that stock price is really low. Um, or if your goal is like, value, you value the company highly and, it doesn't really matter on price per share, then, you can go and get the $4.76 a share penny stocks. So, looking into this, I have some criteria that I go by personally. One of those is being volume. Volume is a very important thing, which they show you right here. Volume is important to me because if you have a stock that has low volume, it's hard to get in and out of those trades. So let's say you have a stock that has like a 500,000 volume, but it's a penny stock. Most likely, a lot of people aren't going to know about that company to be trading it, rapidly. So it's going to be harder for you to execute those sales or those buys of that stock. And when it comes time to sell, you may be stuck around with a bunch of orders and a bunch of shares because the volume is so low. Nobody really knows about it, or nobody's buying or selling it at the time. And that's the last thing you want to do, because then you lose out on profits. Um, so I would say always stick with a stock that has a really high volume when trading and when selling. So like if you're buying it, make sure the volume's high, and if you're selling it, make sure the volume's high as well, and it'll be easier to get in and out of those trades. So this is a list of some stocks, and in the green it shows they went up, and in the red they went down. So TTNP went down 9.70%, and on the top you have SRNE, which went up 39.59%. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna pick two. So the two that I've picked are SRNE. Um, so what I do is I look at a chart. So I use this online chart. It's free. Um, it's called stockcharts.com. But when I go on here, the one thing I'm looking for, or the two things I'm looking for, is the MA50 and the MA20. So the MA50 and MA20 are basically the moving averages for 50 days and 200 days. So those are represented by this red line and this blue line. So I try to find stocks that are above or very close to being above the moving average 50 and 200, because that shows you that, they're going to all-time highs, or that they have significant amount of movement coming, or they have had movement that has lifted them above those two metrics. So if we look at SRNE, Sorrento Therapeutics Incorporated, they're well above their moving average 50 and their moving average 200. So I always look at that as like, okay, that's a good sign. And if we see on Friday they closed at $4.76, uh, and their moving average 200 was 288, and their moving average 50 was 284. So it's always a good thing when you see a significant increase in price when it's on the rise. Um, and you want to capitalize on that, but I also don't look at that as like, okay, just because it went above those two metrics, then um, my work is done here. By no means is it done. There are a lot of other things that I look at as well. One of those other things that I look at is I'll search the company and do my own due diligence and figure out why did this company suddenly surge uh, price wise. So if we look around, we got the 16th of December, we're going to 2020 January, and we see the amount of volume. So like this volume was pretty high, and this volume was also pretty high. So let's see around, this time, uh, or weeks or so, why, this volume was so big, or why it was increasing. And then, I went online, I found an article by the Motley Fool, and it basically said there's an acquisition for this company. So, uh, this article was written January 10th, so this was yesterday. It says shares of Sorrento Therapeutics were skyrocketing 41.4% higher as of 11:41 a.m. Eastern on Friday. Game this big gain came after Sorrento announced earlier this morning that it had received a non-binding proposal from an unnamed private equity firm to acquire further to acquire either all or a majority of the shares of the company for up to $7 per share. The amount will be set, price tag for full acquiring Sorrento and more at more than 1.1 billion. Sorry guys, I didn't read this article before. More than 1.1 billion. So basically, there's an acquisition for the company, which means they're going to be bought out, and they're going to buy these shares at 7.7 a share, which is way more than what they are now. Um, so anytime there's an acquisition, um, that's always a good thing for the company. So, you know, you want to see big moves like that company wise, um, and see growth. The fact that the company, shot up on news of this means that it was a good thing, that something good was going to happen. So, it kind of is just another thing to help solidify that good moves are being made in the company. So if we do that also with another one on here is Plug Power, one that I have my eye on, and it's a penny stock as well, trading at 414, and its volume is 13 million. SRNE's volume was 48 million, but 38 million and 48 million, 13 million and 48 million, you're going to have no problem getting in and out of those trades, buying and selling. So it's always a positive when it comes to that. So going to Plug, if we look at Plug, they are definitely above their moving average 50 and well above their moving average 200. They're currently at 414, and their moving average 200 was 265. Their moving average 50 was 326. So also, if we look at the bottom of this is for volume. Their volume was, been quite ridiculous ever since, middle September. Their volume alone has increased. So, there's a lot of moves being made in the company as a whole. And, that's always a good thing to see that, they have consistently large volumes in the past, which means it's easy to get in and out of those trades. So, I went to Plug Power's company website, looked at a press release to see what was going on. And this is what popped up. Plug Power received $172 million order for hydrogen and fuel cell solutions from Fortune 100 customer. So just that news alone lets you know, and this was on the 6th and it's the 11th. So just that news alone let you know that the company, has a $172 million deal coming through, which is huge for any company. It's a pretty big deal, and it's going to add a lot of revenue coming towards the company. And that's just one of the press releases. Uh, and that's like the only press release I think from 2020 that I saw that was on there. So things like that are just things to look at when it comes to picking a penny stock. By no means am I saying, okay, I've just done those two things. I'm gonna dive in. I'll look more into the past of when the stock jumped up, and just doing more due diligence on what the company does, what they produce, and is it something that I understand. If I really don't understand it, what the company does and what they make, then I can't really say, oh, okay, I can buy that, because I don't understand it. I wouldn't be able to get myself or see the clues to get myself in and out of that trade because I don't understand what the company makes or what the company does. Um, when it comes to trading, I still say always, start small. Uh, when it comes to trading, don't jump in, don't take like your main check that you need to pay your bills and stuff and just start investing because you think something's going to go up. It's always the number one thing to get burnt. I always say start off small, take $5, $10. Uh, you know, with these stocks, it's $5, $4.76, $5. That's $5 too. So you take $10, you can buy a share of each one of them, and then see where it goes from there, and see if the stock goes up. You know, that's $10. There's a very low risk in having $10 tied up in stocks, especially if you think it's gonna make money, and then if it does, then you have proved yourself uh, to know what you're doing. And the learning part is always the most important part of that. And then you can repeat that process. But if you just jump in blindly, and even if you get lucky and you win a lot of money, uh, you know it's always more difficult to try to duplicate that because you didn't really learn anything when you made that trade. You were just lucky. Um, so that's just how I pick penny stocks, and just a tip on how you can pick penny stocks and how to find the best penny stocks out there. Um, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Like, comment, share. Tell me if this video helped you. Tell me in the comment section what ways you guys find penny stocks. Are there any other websites out there that are better at finding penny stocks? Just drop those down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.